Welcome, young seekers of wisdom. I am a 90-year-old woman, and in the twilight of my life, I have accumulated not only years, but also a vast collection of experiences and lessons. My life has been a tapestry woven with threads of joys, sorrows, successes, and failures, and each has left an indelible mark on me. I was born in a different era, a world that perhaps you only know through stories. I have seen how humanity has reached for the stars, but also how it has plunged into deep pits of despair. I have lived through wars and peace, love and loss, and through it all, I have observed human nature in its rawest and most beautiful form. Infidelity, a topic as old as time itself, has been a constant in the stories I have witnessed. It is not just the act of betrayal, but what it reveals about us, our relationships, and our society. I have seen how it can tear at the fabric of love, but also how, in some cases, it becomes a dark catalyst for growth and understanding. In my youth, infidelity was a taboo shrouded in shadows and whispers, but shadows always conceal deeper truths. I have learned that behind every act of betrayal, there is a story, a chain of choices and circumstances, and although I do not justify the pain it causes, I've come to understand its complexities. Over the years, I have gathered stories, tears, and smiles. I've seen regret and redemption. I've learned that life, in all its chaotic beauty, is an unrelenting yet just teacher. And now, at the end of my journey, I wish to share these lessons with you. So join me on this journey through ancestral wisdom as we unravel together the mysteries of infidelity in life. May the stories and actions of a life lived to the fullest illuminate your paths and enrich your hearts. Let us sit, my dear ones, and talk about a topic as old as humanity itself, infidelity. It is a topic that many prefer to sweep under the rug, but at its core, it reveals the depths of our most intimate emotions, desires, and fears. During my 90 years, I have witnessed how infidelity has woven its dark thread through the fabric of people's lives, including my own. Today, I wish to share with you not only my thoughts on infidelity, but also the ruthless lessons I have accumulated over the years. Infidelity is not just a mere act of betrayal. It is a symptom of a deeper disease that lies at the heart of a relationship. It often begins long before the physical act takes place, in the unknown depths of dissatisfaction, disconnection, or neglect. I have seen couples who, in the eyes of the world, seemed perfect, but behind closed doors lived lives of silent despair, each yearning for something more or different. I remember a young couple, my neighbors many years ago, who seemed to have it all: beauty, wealth, and success. But the shine of their outward life concealed a dark truth. The husband, a charming man in the eyes of everyone, constantly sought validation outside of his marriage. It wasn't just physical desire that drove him, but a deeper need to be admired and wanted. His wife, an intelligent and attentive woman, felt the growing distance between them but chose to close her eyes, fearing that facing reality could shatter their perfect world. When infidelity finally came to light, it was not through a confession, but through the humiliating experience of being the last to know. Do not close your eyes to the signs. The community whispered. The looks of pity and judgment were almost unbearable. Betrayal is a deep wound, not only because it breaks the covenant of fidelity, but because it erodes the fundamental trust that underpins all relationships. My dear ones, here lies my first ruthless advice. Do not close your eyes to the signs. In most cases, the signs are there, subtle but persistent. It could be the emotional distance that keeps growing, the increasingly frequent excuses to spend time apart, or those moments when the wandering eye becomes too obvious to ignore. Facing these signs early on can be terrifying, but it is much less painful than the revelation of complete betrayal. However, the blame for infidelity never falls on one person alone. It is a tragic dance of two people who, in one way or another, have ceased to connect meaningfully. I have learned that honest and open communication is the most powerful antidote against betrayal. Talking about desires, fears, and frustrations without judgment or condemnation can open a channel of understanding that prevents the cracks that infidelity rushes to fill. But what happens when the deed is done? When the betrayal has been revealed and both sit amidst the rubble of what was once their love? Here lies my second advice. Infidelity is not always the end of the road. For some couples, it becomes a painful yet necessary awakening. I have seen marriages that, after the storm of betrayal, have built something new and stronger upon the ruins of the old. This is not easy. It requires a level of forgiveness, understanding, and commitment that not everyone can reach or is willing to offer. I remember a close couple from my youth whose marriage was shaken by infidelity. The wife had found solace in the arms of another during a dark period in their marriage. The revelation was devastating for both, but it was also a catalyst to confront long-ignored issues. Through months of pain, therapy, and difficult conversations, they managed to rebuild their relationship into something honest and sustainable. It wasn't the path they had planned, but it was one they chose to walk together. But my dear ones, you must also know when to let go. This is my third advice. Not all marriages must or can be saved after infidelity. Sometimes the act is the final blow to a relationship already on its deathbed. Sometimes the betrayal is too deep, the damage too extensive. In those cases, the bravest and most ruthless act may be to let go, not out of hatred, but out of a deep respect for oneself and the other. My own experience with infidelity. I remember my own experience with infidelity many decades ago, but the pain and the lesson remain fresh as if it were yesterday. My husband, the love of my youth, found solace in the arms of another during a tumultuous period in our lives. The betrayal shook me to the core, but over time I realized it was a symptom, not the disease. Our marriage had been failing, full of unspoken silences and unmet needs. The decision to separate was heartbreaking but necessary. It was an act of liberation and self-affirmation. I learned that sometimes the greatest act of self-love is to walk away from that which no longer serves our growth or happiness. It was a tough but valuable lesson, one that has guided me through many other challenges in life. And here, my dear ones, is my last and perhaps most important advice. Learn from infidelity, whether you choose to stay and rebuild or to let go and start anew. Do not let the experience be in vain. Infidelity can be a cruel teacher, but also an effective one. It teaches us about our needs, limits, and desires. It teaches us about the importance of communication, respect, and forgiveness. And most importantly, it teaches us about the unbreakable resilience of the human spirit. My dear ones, infidelity is one of the toughest tests a relationship can face. But it is also an opportunity for deep growth and understanding. May my words, born from years of observation and experience, guide and comfort you in the days ahead. May you find in them the strength to face whatever life may bring. And always remember, even in the darkest moments, that there is a light of wisdom and hope that never goes out. With love and respect, your elderly counselor,